Okay, so this is a this is actually a backup camera that I purchased. So things might look just a little bit different in this camera. Anyway, so yeah, and things might sound different, but anyway, it's another camera, and so I bought a backup camera, and so here we go. So anyway, because the other one is charging, so let's do this, and we're going to continue this. And hopefully, I mean, it says it's recording. I haven't really used this that much, so I'm assuming that everything is okay. I tried to pick off kind of where I left off, but I know I'm not perfectly there yet. I think this requires the key, so I think I messed up. Okay, so changes. Okay, well, I changed this room so that you could just dash all the way across it. In the other version, you can't. Didn't change anything in this room. I didn't change every room. I changed a couple things in this room. For example, see this over here? You used to have like a block and like a rail, and honestly, all that does is just that it just makes it harder to get to the damn lantern. So I got rid of that. Anyway. You know what? I wonder if you don't have the dash boots, is that possible? Actually, yes, it is possible. It's possible with a bottle to do that. Actually, I think that's a big magic in there. Yep, there we go. Checking all the doors and everything. I'm pretty sure everything's okay. Anytime you have these guys, there's a very, you know, easy way to take care of them. All you gotta do is that. Also, you know what's really cool about this? All you have to do is do this. You could just walk along the edges without even holding out your sword. You know, usually you hold out your sword. Well, you don't even have to do that on this. Oh, that fairy responds. Okay, wonderful. Well, I already got one fairy. That's good enough. So one thing that I changed was okay. Do you see this little spot right here? Do you see this? That used to have one of those down evil sprites. I got rid of that. You know why? Because those right, left, right, down, top, down evil sprites, you can only put those in rooms where they properly you know, it's a sprite that keeps on spawning more and more and more sprites, okay? So this sprite right here, it despawns. It despawns down at the bottom of the screen. So that placement, this placement right here is perfectly okay. Okay? But the sprite that was up here, okay, right here, that sprite that sprite placement is not okay because it doesn't despawn. There's no place for it to despawn. And, you know, just trust me, look at my version and look at the other version, and what happens is all the sprites just collect here at the bottom, and there you go. And then take care of these guys. It's a very mindless way of doing it, but it works. Just checking all of these. You know, I messed with a lot of doors, so you don't know. Oh, and yeah, sometimes you use the thing when you're not meaning to. Okay, so I got the card key, the key card thing. Oh, might as well just get this. Yeah, I don't think I was able to fix that one. That's because the layer 2 stuff. That layer 2 shifting thing didn't allow for that. Oh yeah, and so if you look at the left-hand side of the screen, there's a bunch of lines. I think that's in the original. Let me take a picture and where's my phone? I'm gonna have to take a picture and go check that with the older version. There's a couple things that I need to check with the older version, just to see if okay, now this was the room that I made a big deal about. So yeah, whatchamacallit? Yeah, so everything spawns correctly and everything here. There's a little, what is it? Yeah, there's an overlap there. I wonder if the same overlap is over here. I don't think it is. See, the overlap is just fine there. Okay, so this side is just fine. I'm talking about this area right here. When the sprites hit that area, everything is okay. But over here, it's not okay. See how they're overlapping into the thing? So I might have that. I might check that out. Check that out. Because I swear I tried so hard to make that work. But anyway, it's just overlapping in there a little weird, and it doesn't do that on the left-hand side. But anyway, this is the proper. You need you need something like this when you set this up. Okay, you don't have to use mine. You can use another version, but mine works, so why not use mine? Anyway, again, if you spawn sprites, you have to despawn them. So here comes my other challenge. If I do this, if I charge into this, okay, so here's my challenge. Remember I said I have a couple of challenges. Here's my challenge. Okay, you walk into this room, okay, you walk into this room, and you are supposed to dash from the doorway all the way to the other doorway. Okay, I think, let me see if I can dash into this room and see if that dash carries. Okay, it does not. Okay, so what your job is to do is to dash all the way from one door to another. So anyway, the idea, I'm doing a bad job, but the idea is to successfully dash from one place to another. Oh, and you can't do it the other way. Anyway, so now see, that's very strange. Now I'm tempted to change that, but I don't think that that's really the best, and I don't think that you can really. But yeah, so that's one of my challenges. One of my challenges is to dash from one door to another door. Okay, so you come through this door, you do this, and then you get to one door from the other door. So that's my other challenge. Okay, so you see this right here? See this spike ball right here? It used to be on top of other spikes, but to me that just seems very deceiving, because all that is just, it's like you're disguising, you're trying to hide something that doesn't need to be hidden. So I got rid of those spikes underneath that spike ball because I thought that it was just like too deceitful. Like it's just, and plus I could also do that, you know what I mean? I could take that shortcut. So anyway, I removed those spikes. Okay, also, I don't know if you noticed this, but there was also some spikes in here that were in the upward position or something like that. There were some spikes in this room. I got rid of those because there's no reason for them and they're just annoying. I think you can also use level, you know. Damn it, I almost wanted to get that. I'm going to let him do it one more time. Just to show off. See, that's kind of interesting. What about silver arrows? Does that work? No, I don't think it does. What about the gigantic bomb? Oh, and I only had 1 heart left, but really I had a lot more because I had a fairy. Okay, so there's that dungeon. What else is left? Space station and the parallel tower. And then the special dungeon and then the dev place. But I'm going to go down here and get something real quick. I think I was able to fix a couple of those, but not all of them. The sound level in this area is probably just a tad bit too loud, but it's okay, and everyone's told me that it's not changing, so I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Trying to think what else. Let me think. We go exit. We go to the space thing. Space dungeon. Stormtrooper dungeon. And then we'll do all of these puzzles later. I think it's this one. Also, did you notice that the crashing with the boots is different on the overworld versus dungeons? Okay. Did I get... Yeah, I got the Stormtrooper helmet. Okay, so remember this, okay, you know what, remember, oh look, just right away, look, okay, see this, remember how this room was like a cluster of a bunch of crazy crap and everybody was trying to fix it, like, I would rather you literally, I mean, you could go with my design, or you could literally just leave the entire room empty and that would be better than that other design, the cursed design. And to put all kinds of switches and stuff on this room, that messes up all of these bubbles so that they don't even go the right way anymore. So, yeah, I'm not happy with, with the old version of this room. Oh, I didn't know that that thing did that, but... Anyway. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with this version right here. Okay, there's nothing wrong with this. Okay. What am I doing? I need fire rod. Oh, I have fire rod. And also, this room was changed too. And the problem with changing this room, honestly, is that it messes up all the configuration. This is a very specific configuration, and when this room was tampered with, it messed up the configuration. I mean, seriously. Oh, and I don't have the Deku seed. Yeah, now I'm starting to remember how to do this dungeon. Might take a picture of this. I have a special idea. See, anytime you make a change to something, you can't just, anytime you make a change, you have to test play everything. This part actually is kind of annoying right here because it's just you have to push that block and everything just to get to this one little place. Okay, I can tell you right now. See this little part right here? It was a lot higher, and I brought it back a little bit, just so that the player had some more room there. Also, there was some spike block that went back and forth, and honestly, I think that might have been one of my ideas. I don't know if somebody took that as one of my ideas. I thought it was a good idea, but all it does is whenever you're trying to hit something, like let's say you're trying to hit this, all that spike block does is just prevent you from trying to do what you're trying to do. And anytime somebody's just preventing you from trying to do what you're trying to do, it's annoying. So I got rid of that spike block. I changed this room up just a little bit right here. You can do this puzzle in multiple ways, but I changed it up just a little bit, just because I thought it would look better. Also, there were some up here. There were some peg switches that were, up or down. Those are completely unnecessary. You didn't need those at all, so I got rid of them. Now, what I kind of like about this is that honestly, that's kind of neat, and I don't even think that was the effect that I was going for, but it worked out. This room, I actually made this room more symmetrical so that you could do the thing either way, and that was the original design. And so, anyway, you could do it either way now. Okay, and I think something special is going to happen right here. Okay, so I want you to look here. This is really special, okay, in my opinion. Okay? So, I did not like the idea that this area only had one plant, okay, because it's so obvious. It's like, oh, there's one plant? Oh, okay, and then you dig it up and then that's it. Why would you have this humongous big grass area if you only have one plant growing? So anyway, I added some extra ones, and the extra ones are just decoys. So you try to dig that one, get nothing, get nothing, get nothing, and then that's the one. Okay, so I thought that was an awesome idea right there, and there you go. And by the way, this room is like very specific, okay? And anyway, so there you go. Now this room, okay, here's the deal. I think Khan put a bunch of lanterns and spikes everywhere. I didn't like that, okay? You know why I don't like spikes and lanterns? Because if you're trying to use the hook shot and you hook on, if you try to hook on to those bubbles, they don't let you hook onto them. So look at this. Look, instead of using spikes and lanterns, just use pots, and that's it. There's nothing wrong with using pots. Also, every time, okay, see right here, see where I am? There used to be a sprite like right here-ish of those fire things, and every time I try to dash to go this way, I'd always run into it, so I got rid of that. Oh, that was a close call. Also, there used to be a peg switch, a crystal switch here, and some pegs that guarded this in the upward position. I found no way to justify those, so I got rid of them because they serve no purpose. Do you see how I just walked? Do you see how I literally just walked out and I didn't even need to hit a peg switch? You don't need to hit a peg switch. Okay, that actually took me a while to try to understand if that was needed or not, and I concluded that it was not needed. I was going to put a message tile in this room that says cursed room, but I don't know monologues that well, so. Okay, now I changed this room, and the reason why I changed this room is because the previous design was just very confusing. You had to do some type of peg thing, you had to hit a peg thing or whatever. I didn't like it. Anyway, here's the new version. And if you want to exit, you could always do this. Okay? And actually now will be a good time. I don't think it's actually possible though. I was going to tell you something, but I don't think it's possible. No, it's not. Anyway, so this is my design. I kept the messages, I kept everything, except for I just redesigned that. Oh, I think that was changed. Did the location of this chest get changed? Because that's awful close to the thing. It's kind of close to the whatever. That's kind of close to this thing. I mean, it's not bad. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. I need to look at the original to see if that's how the original was. Or the previous version. I'm assuming yes, because I don't think I moved that. Also, I think there was some fairies down here that glitched. No, I don't think they did. Okay, those were okay. It was something else. So yeah, I think Khan fixed that. It was something that didn't want to work right. And I have no idea. I have no idea if there's some colors that are a little weird. I have no idea if that's on purpose or not, but I'm not touching it, okay? Because I don't know. Okay, so I'm assuming that is those weird colors are that light. It's that light thing, you know, the light thing, the beam of light or something. And I'm very happy that Seth put this in here.